What's going on, Motor City Sports Talk family in the building? Appreciate everybody for checking in. One time for the one time. Blessings to you and yours. And 97 won a ticket. Mike Valenti and the caller had an interesting topic about trading Matthew Stafford, taking the dead money, and pretty much going to Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks route and taking on a rookie contract, quarterback contract, and trading Stafford. Pretty much, let's talk about the situation. And they guesstimate that Oklahoma's quarterback, Oakland A's property for baseball, that Kyle Murray could be there with the 8th pick, and then just kind of scraping the surface on some draft talk and get familiar with guys like Ed Oliver and Devin White and Devin Bush and Josh Allen, I think his name, whatever the linebacker is from Kentucky. I like the Devin White from LSU at number 8. Right now, when things can change, we months and months out, not even to the Super Bowl yet, from the draft. And I like him in moving Jarrell Davis to the outside. And I just want to let that be known just right now, because it's hard to find a middle linebacker. I think outside of finding a formidable quarterback, it's hard to find that middle linebacker that could be the staple of your team for the next 5 to 10 seasons or 10 years. And I just think, Jarrell Davis would be better on the outside playing, and maybe Devin White or Devin Bush would be better in the interior that could bring more size and play better. But I'll continue to do my due diligence and break down film and get to the draft spotlight soon enough. And y'all know the free agent spotlights are going to come as well. And I'm going to try to get to one off-season live stream a week, man. I'm trying to keep that promise. So it may not be a particular day, but to get into the hypothetical, trade Stafford, accumulate some assets, maybe a second and third, they said. Excuse me if I don't remember, but and then, draft Kyle Murray with the 8th spot. And, the gist around it is that Bob Quinn has security because he signed through 2022, I believe it is, him and Matt Patricia. And that, he has the security right now to rebuild with Kyle Murray, and Kyle Murray will have a cheap contract. And after this year, they eat the dead money and basically be a loss. That, then next year they can build an offense around Kyle Murray and continue to build a team, because they had that dead money and Matthew Stafford off the book. So, to take it one step further, like, where is to start off just with the questions, where would you trade Matthew Stafford? I mean, obviously Denver will look to need him. They're looking for a quarterback, and I think John Elway will buy. You might can get a first out of John Elway, low key, a future first. Maybe this year's first. He's so thirsty for a quarterback. Obviously Cincinnati, Andy Dalton, I don't know. I know his contract was front loaded, so they can cut him, and they would love to bring on Stafford. Just going through the divisions, Miami need a quarterback. Tennessee may need a quarterback with Glassman and Shatterman, Marcus Mariota. Just going down the list. So pretty much that's it. Just looking at the AFC and the NFC, possibly, that's a good question. Possibly Washington could be looking for a quarterback. Their quarterback got injured, and Alex Smith may not come back. He had an infection in his leg. You know what I'm saying? And they looking for a quarterback. I mean, possibly you'd be looking at Arizona could be looking for a quarterback if they don't believe in Rosen. So, some quarterbacks, places that need quarterbacks. It's some out there. But I look at Denver as being a viable destination for Matthew Stafford. If you're one of the people that want to move Matthew Stafford, I think you get a good return on Matthew Stafford. I don't think it'd be quite Roy Williams-ish as a return. Remember, we got them number 1 picks or second round and third round pick from the Dallas Cowboys for receiver Roy Williams. But, that's what you'll be looking at. Then you'll be looking to acquire Kyle Murray with the 8th pick. And the train of thought in this hypothetical is that Kyle Murray fits the Russell Wilson mold that Darrell Bevell was able to help. That was able to put an offense around Russell Wilson, that Kyle Murray could be Russell Wilson. He a guy that's mobile. Darrell Bevell has made an offense around a friendly offense around shorter quarterbacks before. He would know how to kind of coach Kyle Murray. He'd know how to system with the running game. He'd know how to use his athletic ability, his improv, and you would just think he's special. And I think, quite frankly, that I'm not sold on Kyle Murray. not to look at more film. I'm thinking he's more of a 5'9.5" than 5'10". But if you think he's dynamic and you think that people going to come out and see him in Detroit, which they will, and you really believe in his grit and his glory, you really believe he could toss that football around, I'm not mad at it, to be honest. I'm not a big Kyle Murray fan, but I didn't watch a lot of games. I understand that he sparked all that Texas A&M. He didn't lose a football game in high school. He wanted to play football. Understand the stature is an issue, and kind of looking at the Lions, I don't just think that the organization that can bring on Kyle Murray, you know what I'm saying? I don't think they're the type of organization that can bring on Kyle Murray and have the luck to really for him to succeed here. I think he succeeds in New England, or he succeeds in Seattle, or he succeeds in Philadelphia or Dallas. I don't know if he succeeds here. You know what I'm saying? You're taking a huge risk, and you have to do your evaluation, you know. They already committed to Matthew Stafford, but so did the Los Angeles Clippers commit to Blake Griffin and traded him. If you truly believe that Matthew Stafford is the problem, only they know that. And what it seems like by them hiring Darrell Bevell, what a lot of people take from it is that they're trying to make Stafford into a game manager. They're trying to scale Stafford back. And it's the second regime that's done that. Jim Caldwell, when he came here under Martin Mayhew, his whole thing when he met with Matt Stafford, and he did the footage with Matt Stafford, it was about eliminating unnecessary turnovers by Matthew Stafford and unnecessary interceptions by Matthew Stafford. That's what he sit down and told Stafford. So they tried to make Stafford into a game manager, but they never figured out how to run the ball. If you're going to be a good game manager, a formidable game manager, great game manager, you're going to have a running game. And Stafford hasn't had that. So if they look at it and they be honest and say, you know what, well, this is his 10th year here. He still didn't produce. We know, like Bob Quinn said, we got to put a better team around him. Let's give him one more shot. Let's see if we can put the team. But if, Darrell Bevell and Matt Patricia and Bob get together, and everybody get together, and say, well, Kyle Murray's special. I believe in Kyle Murray. We should take Kyle Murray with the 8th pick and trade Matthew Stafford. When they trade Stafford, I don't think anybody will cry. I don't think anybody will complain. For what? He didn't win anything here, to be honest. So nobody be mad. Only people be mad that don't believe that a 5'9" quarterback like myself will succeed in the NFL. Now, with all of the rules to protect the quarterback, like I tell you all the time, I put an asterisk by every quarterback that plays through this era. I will never put them above Joe Montana. I will never put them above John Elway, guys like that, Dan Marino. I don't care Super Bowl or not. Joe Theismann, I'm not Joe Theismann in particular, but you've seen the gruesome injury that he took. He broke his leg. It's just hard for me to say them guys that play in the league where you can beat receivers up down the field. You can hit the quarterback no matter where you hit him at. Wasn't no defensive receiver, and it wasn't versed towards the offense to be successful. It was like you had to get it off the glass, to get it off the muscle, and get it how you feel, and really had to play the position to full strength. I feel that a lot of these quarterbacks, would just, be out the league if they played back in the 80s and the 90s, where you didn't have, receivers getting super separation because DBs can hit them and DBs can hold them and all that other stuff. So the position should be the most easiest to play right now, but still quarterbacks still struggling like Blake Bortles and Matthew Stafford. So if you look at it and you say, well, the NFL, you really can't hit the quarterback no more. We feel that Kyle Murray can really, take the beating, and we can move the pocket and he'll find throwing lanes, and we'll put an offense around him to make him successful, and he can help Kerryon Johnson in the run game. I'm not mad at the idea of pulling the trigger because it's a high risk, low reward. Okay, the low risk is that he sparks out, go back and play baseball. You don't owe him no more money. Okay, then you find another quarterback, because guess what? With Matthew Stafford, you've got a 10-year sample of mediocrity, 10-year sample of not winning a playoff game, 10-year sample of losing on the road. But you got to look at certain things. You have to go outside the Green Bay. You have to go out to Chicago once a year. A couple years ago, we had to go outside to Minnesota when they was getting their arena ready. I hear Kyle Murray has small hands. So would small hands be a factor? We had to go outside to Green Bay, or we had to go outside to Philly to win an NFC Championship game or something like that. That's things you got to know. When you work them out, wet the ball, change the environment. Maybe go outside and have him throw the ball under slick and icy conditions and see if he can handle the ball. Will that be an issue? If so, understand we play 8 dome games, but still we might have to go outside and win one. If he can't handle the ball outside and his hands too small, or arm strength is going to be an issue, then there's some boxes we got to check off. Physically, how much weight can he put on? How durable is he? How much was he banged up at Oklahoma? I mean, he's in the Big 12. The offense is really worth nothing. He didn't do nothing at Texas A&M. What did they do at Oklahoma that they didn't do in the SEC at Texas A&M? You know what I'm saying? He had a good game versus Alabama at the end. You know, can he do that in the pro? It's a lot of questions to be asked. But like I said before, it's a low risk. Because if he doesn't work, he goes back to baseball. We find another quarterback. It ain't like we losing an accomplished Super Bowl winning quarterback or a quarterback that won a lot of games for us. We not. So either way, in my opinion, it's a win-win situation. You spark excitement with the fan base with Kyle Murray. You know, you get you a mobile quarterback, goes with a good running back. It sounds like a match made in heaven. You got the offensive coordinator that helped Russell Wilson win a Super Bowl and helped him through his first few years in the NFL and make him comfortable. And if you really believe in Darrell Bevell, he can make Kyle Murray comfortable. So I'm always open-minded for ideas. I never approach something negatively unless it's just a dumb, retarded, stupid idea. So the hypothetical didn't sound bad, but at the end of the day, one thing that we didn't talk about, we talked about it for a second, is that how much job security does Bob Quinn have? If he got good job security till 2022, you know, in a couple years, could Kyle Murray, you know, cash in and be a great good NFL cornerback? Can he win more games for you than Matthew Stafford? Possibly so, because you have more to put around him. You don't pay him $30 million. It's capped. The rookie salary caps are capped now. So you can put more around Kyle Murray to make him more of a winner. You can put more on defense. You can put more on the line. You can put more in the backfield. You can put more at receiver. So I'm not opposed to it. It ain't something that I came out and thought of. This is not my hypothetical. It was on 97.1 The Ticket, but I'm not mad at it. I'm not going to shut the door at it. You know, I've been an avid Stafford defender, but proof's in the pudding. If you haven't done nothing in a decade, what makes you going to do it? You think you're going to do it in the next 2 or 3 years or the next half decade? It's insanity to keep going out there with Matthew Stafford, even if it's Scott Linehan, Joe Lombardi, Jim Bob Cooter, Darrell Bevell, and keep getting the same results. Something has to change. That's insanity. All them fans coming to see something different from Matthew Stafford for the last 10 years have got the same thing. That's insanity, thinking the Lions going to be something better than what they are with Matthew Stafford. That's insanity. So I'm not opposed to trying Kyle Murray out. If they draft Kyle Murray, you know what? I seen worse. I seen them let 2 or 3 minutes go off the draft clock and run up there and pick Eric Ebron over one of the greatest defensive tackles I've ever seen in Aaron Donald. Over another good receiver in Odell Beckham. You know, Aaron Donald got 20.5 sacks this year. He's playing next to Ndamukong Suh. They supposed to have been playing in Detroit next to each other. Aaron Donald next to Ndamukong Suh was double teamed 60% of the time. And still came up with 20.5 sacks. He's supposed to be in Detroit doing that, but Detroit didn't want to draft him because he wasn't 6'4", 6'5". They didn't look at how productive he was. They looked at his physical attributes and dismissed him. That's what the Detroit Lions got to get out of. You got to get out of the mode of physical limitations. You know, we got special athletes that can make up for 2-3 inches of height. We got special athletes that can make up for 20, 30 pounds. We have new special athletes in this area that can do a lot of special things and defy the odds of physicality and what scouts measure them, you know, measure their IQ by. It's a different breed of athlete, you know. And you know what? I'm not mad at this scenario, man. It's hypothetical. You know, I would be all for bringing Kyle Murray here. I'm not the biggest Kyle Murray fan because I'm not familiar with his work. I watch a lot of Big 12 football. I watch more SEC Big 10. But if they do, they do. I'm not opposed to it. I'm not going to sit here and argue with nobody that's against it, that's stupid. You call me stupid. You hate on my channel because of this video. It's a hypothetical that was brought up on 97.1 The Ticket. If the Lions do it, I fully support it. I support it a lot more. I mean, I support it a lot less with the Lions. And if they want to move on from Stafford and drive Kyle Murray, I think it's the beginning of turning over a new leaf. And it's starting over, man. So, you know, I'm not mad at it, man. You know, I'm not against it at all. Do it. You know, but hey, Motor City Sports Talk, your boy CJ Goodfellow. Appreciate it. Don't forget me on Facebook, Twitter. Also, you can reach out to me in the email. Also, on Instagram. So all the information is in the description. You can DM me, email me if you got a question, business inquiry, sponsorship, whatever situation may be. You want to make a donation to the channel, that link's there as well. Just do me one favor, share the video with somebody that like Detroit sports and Detroit talk. I'm going to have more current events, news on this channel as well. So be on the lookout for that. Boy CJ Goodfellow.